Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Shimakaze. Going over the matchmaking, double battleship, Wooster, uh, couple DDs, Z52 and Shimakaze. Um, Starting out with the game, if you noticed right off the bat, there was a few seconds where I hadn't immediately popped speed boost. I basically was deciding where I was gonna go. And you're gonna see me use this little bit of information where I track everything that my ship does, and I use that as kind of a ruler to measure what enemy ships are going where. Uh, my game plan initially was I just wanted to go to sea myself and delay after capping it, and have my team take 6 ships to A cap and basically just stomp the enemy there. Um, and I don't know what happens. This is Al. He's coming down here. I would hate to think that I'm hoping that the guy just DC'd, that it wasn't a bot program where he moves around just enough to get some XP, that kind of thing, and then AFKs. Um, but he basically just comes right up here and stops, and doesn't come back all game. Um, so I'm not aware of that at the moment, obviously. I'm pushing up here, and seeing that I've got a cruiser, I'm going to push a little more aggressive than what I was initially thinking of. And right there, that's me pointing out the tick where they got like a half-second tick on us, or actually one full tick on us. That's me basically calculating in my head that that's the enemy Shimakaze that's here. Um, and that was the time difference it took for me to get turned onto cap and pop my speed boost. He was just that much quicker onto the cap for me, or than me. I'm stopping up here to kind of take an RPF reading, see kind of where the enemy DD is going. Um, I'm not RPF located, so I don't think that I'm against like a skilled like a high skilled captain, or it could be the guy's just not using a build that has a RPF. Now, if I'm gonna rewind that a second because I'm gonna talk about leading some RPF torps. Let's rewind a little bit more. Uh, Basically, how I do this, I am envisioning commonly traveled routes by destroyers in my head. And a lot of DDs, they push up here, and then once they get up in here, they start kind of turning in a little bit if they haven't encountered anything. So I'm seeing RPF here, which I'm kind of translating as to like a gray bar, you know, pointing right at them here. Well, they're going to be traveling in this direction. So that indicator, is somewhere out in here. And that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna gauge based off what I believe the ship is, a Shimakaze. You're gonna see me move and then torp in front of the indicator out. And then if you notice right there, right here, the indicator shifts back, confirming that the DD is back in here. And that really gives me, you know, the critical information. When you see that switch, that's that is the DD, moving from basically one detection arc to the next, and that really hones down your reading on where that guy is. So notice when your RPF shifts like that, what's going on. If is it just picking up a different ship? It's unlikely in this case. Um, but if you're picking up a different ship, That's just, you got to start thinking about, is it just a different target, yada yada. In this case, I know they already have a Z52 up here at A. They most likely, it's the Shimakaze. It's the only thing that could have got the cap that fast down here. So, I'm basically judging based off, how fast this boat is, and I'm basically doing in my head the mental calculations to drop a Shimakaze based off, their location being somewhere in here. And I know that my torps are up, Shimakaze torps are going to be up soon, so that's why I'm starting to work to get my stern pointed towards the threat. I want to, if I miss, you'll notice the RPF shifted. That confirmed he's heading in the location that I think he is. You see me turning in. I'm trying to minimize any sort of torpedo threat from these angles. And bam, 2 torpedo hits. F3 is doing their work. And that really lets me be able to, and here comes the torps. I'm already angled, and I would be able just to accelerate and get safe. So this really lets me slow up with slow this whole flank up. Now earlier I had seen, some shells flying around in this vicinity. I hadn't really commented on it, but I was pretty sure it was the Wooster. And here he is. And this is me misclicking, trying to click the map and accidentally just shooting. I'm gonna go with it. Uh, you know, I want to get this Wooster out. I think this is a 2v1, so I'm basically playing the bait in my head, and I'm just shooting, dodging. Uh, Really just want to try to take some of the DPM off the my Zao, because he's only going to do minimal DPM to me once I really start dodging it. I start playing with my speed, and he's gonna start overshooting me. And I notice here, my Zao's not shooting back. This is just me. So no sense in me, keeping this engagement going. Um, and right here, I'm noticing, that there's an issue with my Zao. And I'm starting to head towards my Zao. Uh, I should have waited a little longer on those torps and dumped them further up into here. I'm trying to distract because I know he's going to pick my Zao up shortly, and that's going to be the end of my Zao. In my head, I was calculating, can I smoke my Zao even to try to buy my team some extra time to be able to let them, get another kill or something. And if you can see, the shots are already in, and I'm looking at it, and he can already radar the Zao, and it's, you know, I can't do anything to save it. Even with him AFK, I would use a smoke to hold off the enemy picking up the kill. Uh, you never know, that smoke screen, he might be able to come back, and if he's able to get back in, he could, maybe run for cover or heal up or something. But with him inside radar range, there's nothing I can do. Wooster DPS is exactly that. You seriously like almost have to calculate the damage that ship inflicts by damage per second. It's extremely high. Now what's going on here? I'm watching the Wooster, and he's turning out to like kite. So I want to flood this area of the cap with torps. I imagine that he's basically blown any hydro on his way up here, and this is a good opportunity for me get some torps in on this guy. And I go on ahead, I start shooting. Um, I need to, number one, reset the base, but this Wooster's already proven he's having a difficult time getting full DPM on me. Why give him, a target that's easier to hit? Try to bait those shots in and take some damage for the team. My calculations on the money. I mean, he could have had 4 times the HP he had. He was still going down. I mean, that was a lot of torps right there. Um, but Wooster's down. Z52's back over a B cap. I believe that I have a line on this Montana. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna push up and just try to get some decent torps in on this Montana, and really hurt this guy's ability to push my team. I mean, my team still got more ships, but if you look over here, we've got some low HP stuff that this guy could he could do a lot of cleanup work if he gets a run on things. So I'm believing he's going to try to like stay right in behind this island somewhere, basically keep that island between himself and this clump of my allies here, so he can try to cap. And this is also me being a little impatient. I should have waited till I was further out here to torp, because I would be able to dev strike him. Um, right here, you know, I didn't want to risk, that Z52 being up in here. He gets spotted on B cap, so, you know, kind of like, too little, too late. But I didn't want to risk, um, getting into a close quarters destroyer fight when I'm trying to get some significant damage on this enemy ship. I've got the backside of the Montana, so I'm just gonna, start shooting them up. Uh, I switched to AP again. Uh, don't discount the AP. Um, you can do a surprising amount of damage. I mean, 2,300 volley there. I flubbed that one. That one hit the belt. But that's the game. Um, and that basically is a game with Shimakaze pretty much holding the flank itself and tanking everything for the team. It was obviously it was the weak side flank for the enemy, um, but it still, patient game. Everything was calculated. It was a little aggressive shooting the Wooster as often as I did, um, but I had reasons for doing that, and the reasons being, um, he's going to inflict far more damage on, a friendly Zhao or something like that, than he will shooting at me at, almost 11 kilometers. Especially if I'm aggressively, evading his shots. He's gonna hit me for, a couple thousand here or there. So I can kind of break up his engagement, force him to react to me, and just in general be a pest. And if it's possible, get him to, you know, turn his ship a particular way to get his guns on target onto me. Um, these are all little things that, I was trying to do to influence him into my torpedoes. It didn't really work in the end. It was just a general prediction, watching how he was moving. He's gonna, try to just use this side of the cap and just flood it with torpedoes. So anyway, Shimakaze game, basically playing the weak side again. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any questions, go ahead, leave a comment below, and I will talk to you guys later.